A world connected by a single cable. Look around you. Your phone, your laptop, your keyboard, your earbuds. Chances are, they're all linked by one unassuming object, the USB cable. It's so common we barely notice it, yet this little cord is one of the most transformative inventions of the modern era. It's not just a cable. It's a quiet revolutionary, a connector that brought order to a chaotic tech world and reshaped how we live, work, and even survive. Welcome to Small Thing, Big Change. I'm Richard, and today we're diving deep into the story of the USB cable, a small thing that sparked a universal revolution. From a cluttered desk in the 1990s to a lifeline in disaster zones, this is a tale of ingenuity, collaboration, and impact that stretches far beyond the tech we take for granted. Let's plug in and get started. Segment 1. The chaos before USB. Picture yourself in the early 1990s. Personal computers are taking over homes and offices, but connecting anything to them is like solving a puzzle with missing pieces. Want to hook up a printer? You'd wrestle with a parallel port cable, a chunky 25-pin beast that looked like it belonged in an industrial factory. Your keyboard and mouse? They used PS/2 or serial ports, each with their own unique plugs. Scanners, joysticks, external modems. Every device had its own proprietary connector, and none of them worked together. Setting up a new gadget was an ordeal. You'd dig through manuals, install drivers from floppy disks, and reboot your computer multiple times, hoping everything would sync up. Hot swapping, plugging or unplugging while the PC was on. That was a gamble. One wrong move, and you'd crash your system or fry your hardware. This chaos wasn't just a headache for users, it was a crisis for the tech industry. Companies like IBM, Apple, and Dell were spending millions designing custom ports, creating a fragmented ecosystem that drove up costs and stifled innovation. Consumers were frustrated, tech support lines were overwhelmed, and the dream of a seamless digital future felt like a distant fantasy. But this mess wasn't just about cables, it was about missed opportunities. Every proprietary port was a barrier to creativity, a roadblock for developers trying to build the next big thing. The tech world needed a solution, a universal connector that was simple, reliable, and built to last. Someone had to step up and untangle the mess. Segment 2. The Birth of a Universal Dream. In 1994, a group of tech giants, Intel, Microsoft, IBM, Compaq, DEC, Nortel, and NEC, came together with a radical idea. One port to rule them all. This wasn't just about making life easier. It was about building a foundation for the future of technology. Leading this charge was Ajay Bhatt, an Intel engineer with a vision for a connector that was intuitive, versatile, and affordable. Ajay wasn't after glory, he was after simplicity. He wanted a world where anyone could plug in a device and have it just work. Creating USB was no small feat. The team faced a laundry list of challenges. First, the connector had to be physically simple. No more clunky, pin-heavy ports that took up half your desk. Second, it needed to be plug-and-play, eliminating the need for endless driver installations and reboots. Third, it had to be fast enough to handle the data demands of emerging devices like digital cameras, MP3 players, and external drives. And finally, it had to be cheap. Cheap enough for every manufacturer, from budget startups to global giants, to adopt it without blinking. The design process was a battle of trade-offs. Early prototypes included circular connectors, inspired by audio jacks, but they were too complex to produce at scale. The team also dreamed of a reversible plug, but manufacturing costs forced a compromise, a rectangular connector with a specific orientation. Yes, that's where the infamous flip-it 3 times struggle was born. Ajay Bhatt later admitted they knew it would frustrate users, but it was the only way to keep costs low. Beyond the hardware, USB required a new way of thinking about software. The team developed a protocol that allowed devices to communicate instantly, without the user needing to play IT technician. This was a radical departure from the driver-heavy systems of the time. By 1996, After 2 years of intense collaboration, USB 1.0 was born. It offered a modest 12 megabits per second, slow by today's standards, but a leap forward for the time. The connector was small, rectangular, and designed to handle 3 things: data transfer, power delivery, and device control. Its logo, a trident inspired by Neptune's spear, symbolized its ambition to unify the tech world. But USB's success wasn't just about engineering, it was about diplomacy. Getting rival companies to agree on a single standard was like herding cats. Intel and Microsoft played a crucial role, making USB royalty-free to encourage adoption. This openness was a masterstroke, convincing even skeptical manufacturers to ditch their proprietary ports. Unlike competitors like Apple's ADB or Sony's FireWire, USB wasn't about locking users into one brand, it was about building a universal ecosystem. Segment 3. USB takes over the world. By 1998, USB started to reshape the tech landscape. Apple's iMac G3, with its colorful, translucent design, made waves by ditching legacy ports and going all in on USB. Overnight, connecting a mouse, keyboard, or printer became as simple as plugging in a cable. No reboots, no drivers, no fuss. Consumers loved the simplicity, and manufacturers loved the cost savings. USB devices flooded the market. Webcams, scanners, game controllers, even novelty gadgets like USB-powered coffee warmers. In 2000, the USB flash drive arrived, and it was a game-changer. Pioneered by companies like Trek 2000 SanDisk, these tiny sticks could store more data than a stack of floppy disks or CDs. They were portable, durable, and cheap, transforming how we shared files. Students swapped lecture notes in seconds, professionals replaced briefcases with thumb drives, and the term sneakernet, physically carrying disks between computers, became a relic. Then, in 2001, USB 2.0 arrived, boosting speeds to 480 megabits per second. This was fast enough for external hard drives, digital video cameras, and early smartphones. But USB's real magic was its versatility. It wasn't just moving data, it was delivering power. By the mid-2000s, USB cables were charging everything from phones to wireless mice to electric toothbrushes. This dual role, data and power, made USB the backbone of the digital revolution. Of course, the road wasn't always smooth. Some companies resisted, clinging to proprietary ports like Sony's FireWire or Apple's 30-pin connector. These alternatives were often faster or more polished, but they couldn't match USB's universal appeal. And then there was the user experience. The USB plug's orientation problem became a running joke. Flip it once, flip it again, and maybe, just maybe, it would fit on the third try. Ajay Bhatt later shared that the team regretted this flaw, but it was a small price to pay for a standard that was affordable and accessible. By 2010, USB was everywhere. It powered the rise of mobile devices, connected billions of gadgets, and became a cultural touchstone. From dorm rooms to boardrooms, the USB cable was the unsung hero of the digital age. Segment 4. USB as a lifeline in crisis. Visuals: somber footage of disaster zones, earthquakes, hurricanes, refugee camps, people charging phones, relief workers distributing chargers. Now, let's explore a side of USB you probably haven't considered: its role as a lifeline. In March 2011, the Tohoku earthquake and tsunami devastated Japan, killing over 15,000 people and leaving millions without power. In the chaos, USB cables became an unexpected hero. With power grids down, people relied on portable battery packs to charge their phones, staying connected to loved ones, emergency services, and news updates. Those battery packs? Powered by USB cables, universal, cheap, and everywhere. Aid organizations like the Red Cross and local volunteers distributed USB-compatible chargers, turning car batteries, solar panels, and even hand-cranked generators into lifelines. In temporary shelters, a single USB cable could charge multiple phones, fostering a sense of community in the face of tragedy. One survivor recalled sharing a USB charger with strangers, a small act of connection that felt profound amidst the loss. This wasn't unique to Japan. During Hurricane Katrina in 2005, USB-powered devices helped first responders coordinate relief efforts in flooded New Orleans. In Haiti's 2010 earthquake, USB chargers kept communication lines open when infrastructure collapsed. In refugee camps across the Middle East, USB cables have powered solar chargers, giving displaced families access to information and safety. These stories reveal something deeper about USB's impact. Its universal design isn't just convenient, it's democratic. A USB cable doesn't care about brand loyalty or proprietary ecosystems. It connects everyone, everywhere, especially when it matters most. In moments of crisis, this small thing becomes a big change, proving that even the humblest objects can carry profound human impact. Segment 5. USB-C and the Future of Connectivity. In 2014, USB evolved again with USB-C, a connector that finally fixed the orientation problem. Reversible, compact, and powerful, USB-C can deliver up to 100 watts of power, enough to charge a laptop, and transfer data at speeds up to 40 gigabits per second with USB 4. It's become the gold standard for smartphones, tablets, gaming consoles, and even professional equipment like cameras and monitors. USB-C's impact goes beyond performance. It's an environmental triumph. By standardizing chargers across devices, USB-C has reduced the need for proprietary cables, cutting down on e-waste. In 2022, the European Union passed a landmark law mandating USB-C as the universal charging port for all consumer electronics by 2024. This forced even Apple, long loyal to its Lightning cable, to adopt USB-C for iPhones and AirPods. The result? Fewer discarded chargers, less waste, and a more sustainable tech ecosystem. But USB-C is more than a cable. It's a vision for the future. USB power delivery is enabling new possibilities, from charging medical devices in remote clinics to powering electric vehicle accessories. In developing regions, USB-C chargers paired with solar panels are bringing electricity to off-grid communities, proving that connectivity can be a catalyst for equity. As wireless charging and data transfer gain traction, some wonder if USB's days are numbered. But don't count it out. USB's ability to evolve from 1.0 to USB-C and beyond shows its staying power. It's not just a cable. It's a philosophy of openness, accessibility, and collaboration that continues to shape our world. Closing. The power of small things. As we unplug from this story, let's reflect on what the USB cable teaches us. It's more than a tool. It's a reminder that the smallest things can spark the biggest changes. From taming the chaos of the 1990s to powering lifelines in crises, the USB cable has connected us in ways we rarely pause to appreciate. Its story is one of ingenuity, collaboration, and a relentless pursuit of simplicity. This is Small Thing, Big Change, and I'm Richard. If this journey through the USB cable's revolution inspired you, hit that like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. What's another everyday object you think deserves its moment in the spotlight? A button, a chair, a pencil, something hiding in plain sight? Until next time, keep noticing the small things, they just might change the world.